So this is a story time on how I fell for a married man, basically. This is all happening right now, as a matter of fact. So we're just gonna call him Carlo. So I met Carlo about a month ago. I was dropping off my nephew to school and he saw me and he asked for my number. He's like, "You're beautiful, yada yada yada," you know, things men say. So I was like, "Thank you," and I gave him my number. He said he was gonna go somewhere. Hello? Hi. Where was I? So yeah, he said that he was gonna go somewhere and that he'll be back and maybe we can go grab coffee or whatever. Sorry, I can't just sit here and just talk. I have to do something. So I went home and then a couple minutes after I get a call from unknown. So I answered and I'm like, "Who's this?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh, it's the guy you just met." So we started talking. Like it was fun. It was new. It was fresh. Like, so we spoke for that entire. Actually, we didn't speak for the entire month. There was a week where he disappeared. Like I didn't hear from him or anything. Like nothing at all. And then after that week passed, I get a call again, unknown. So he's like, "Oh, I went to Ontario. He's dealing with some family stuff, blah blah blah, and that he'll tell me when he sees me in person." So my dumb self, this was last week, I actually went and I met up with him downstairs without telling my brother anything. So then after I met up with him, he explained to me why hold on. So he explained to me why he went missing, blah blah blah. Apparently his parents want him to get back with his ex and he doesn't want that, but the girl wants to get back with him. So he told me. So my brother was, that same night when I went to meet him downstairs, my brother was calling me and my phone was on silent. So my brother was worried. He said because that entire day I was feeling sick, and then as soon as Carlo called me, I went to meet him. So it kind of seemed fishy. So for a couple of days my brother didn't speak to me because of this whole thing that happened. I didn't tell him I was seeing anyone. But Carlo. By the way, he's from Barcelona, so he has that Spanish accent, you know. Every girl likes a man with an accent. I kind of fell for that. So we continued talking and everything was fine. And what's today? Today's Sunday. So on Friday, we were talking and he said he was gonna go hang out with somebody's, blah blah blah. Then at 6 o'clock I was in bed. I go to sleep really early. So I was sleeping, then I get a call from unknown. It was him. He's like, "Oh wait, I missed the whole part." Friday actually, I told my brother about the guy and how I want him to meet the guy. And my brother's like, "Okay, make sure you tell your mom about it." I'm like, "Yo, I've only known this guy for a month. Like, it's too soon. I don't want to tell my mom yet." But he's like, "Just tell her what's going on and all that stuff." So I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I'll meet the guy. We'll talk about goals and plans and all that kind of stuff." In my head, I'm like, it's too soon. Like, it's only been a month. But yeah, my brother was okay with it. I told Carlo if he could meet my brother, and he's like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? I respect that." So that same Friday at 6 when I was sleeping, I get a call from him. And he's like, oh, I'll meet your brother now. It's okay, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm downstairs outside. I told him I'm not coming to see him because of what happened last time. And he hasn't met my brother yet, so I don't want to see you yet. So he showed up outside my balcony. He's like, oh, come out. I went on the balcony and I saw him. And he was just saying, hi, oh, come downstairs. I just want to see you. I want to meet your brother. I'm like, no, I'm going back to sleep. So I guess he was kind of annoyed. So he went, he left. I'm like, okay, whatever. That same Friday, like everything happened this Friday. I don't know why. I went back to bed. Another call, unknown. So I thought it was gonna be him again. So I answered. I'm like, hello? This person's like, hi, do you know Marlo? I'm like, yeah. She's like, from where? And I hung up. Like, I was shaking. I was so nervous. At first, I was like, oh, maybe it's his sister, but then that made no sense. So I was literally shaking. Like, I didn't know what to do. I just played it off. I'm like, I'm going back to sleep. Then I get a text message. The person's like, you're effing bitch. I won't be cursing. So yeah, she's like, you're effing bitch. And as soon as the person said that, I called him. No one answered. Then I messaged the woman. I'm like, how am I, you know, like I haven't done anything. And then I'm like, call me back, please. So then she calls me and we resume the conversation. And she's like, oh, you have an Ontario number. Are you from Ontario? I'm like, yeah, I was, but I'm here now. Then she's like, oh, so how'd you meet Carlo? I was like, I was walking by on the west side and he saw me, and she's like, oh, he hit on you. I'm like, yeah. And then she's trying to get to know where I lived. She's like, oh, so you're from that area. And I lied because I wasn't going to tell her where I lived. I don't know this lady, and her husband's cheating on her with me. So I told her, yeah, I'm from that side, whatever. And then, hold on. I wrote down the questions that she asked me because I had a feeling I'd forget. Where's my notes? Like, this is so crazy. Then she started telling me all these negative things about him. She's like, he has the cops surrounding him, and that's when my heart sunk. Like, what? Who am I dealing with? Like, what is happening? Then she told me some other negative things that I don't want to say because I'm too ashamed. Like, I was associated with this person. So she told me about the cops thing, and that she's like, this was his last chance. He slipped up, so I'm gonna call the cops on him. Man, I was panicking. Like, I was sweating profusely. Like, I did not know what to do with myself. What else did she ask me? That she asked me, she's like, oh, how old are you? So I'm like, I'm 18. She's like, are you aware of how old he is? I'm like, yeah, I know. He's 29. Yeah, I like older guys. But yeah. Then she's like, did you guys do anything sexually? I'm like, no. We didn't do anything sexually. We just talked. And that's what I told her. So all this happened the same Friday. The same Friday that he wanted to meet my brother. The Friday that I told my brother about him, and the Friday I found out that he has a wife, and they've been together for 3 years. Not 3 years, my bad. 8 years, she said. And that she said once in a while she catches him cheating. In my head, I was kind of like, why are you still with him? Like, why? I don't get it. So after hearing all these things, I went back to sleep. I'm like, I'm not gonna stress about this. So yeah, I went back to sleep. I woke up the next morning, and you know, I just put on my music. I was just playing my music. I was hoping that it was just a dream, but I knew better it wasn't. I went through my phone. I deleted literally every guy, every person from my phone. Block, delete, block, delete. Like, I wanted nothing to do with anyone after this has happened. Like, it's kind of traumatizing because I normally hear people tell me they've been cheated on, this and that has happened to them. And I was the person that he chose to cheat on with his wife. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so after Friday, the Saturday, I was just thinking, how am I going to tell my brother all of this has happened when I just told him that I want him to meet the guy the day before? Like, it's crazy. I didn't want to think about it, to be honest. I was just listening to music the whole day. And my brother still, he doesn't know yet. It's Sunday now and he doesn't know. I was going to tell him yesterday, but this guy didn't show up. So I don't know how I'm going to tell him. Yeah, so if you've ever been cheated on, I'm so sorry. Like, I know it's not funny. Like, it's actually a serious topic. But yeah, that's what happened, and I haven't heard from him or his wife. I hope I don't hear from them. I just hope that's it. I don't want to see him ever again. I will not be talking to him. I'm not a fool. But that's what happened. So yeah.